What if humans had to leave Earth tomorrow? This question no longer belongs only to science fiction. Scientists, engineers, and space agencies around the world are seriously discussing one planet as a possible future home for humanity: Mars. But the most important question still remains unanswered for many people. Is Mars actually habitable for humans, or are we chasing an impossible dream? Mars is often called Earth's neighbor because it shares some similarities with our planet. It has seasons, polar ice caps, mountains, and clear evidence that water once flowed on its surface. These features make Mars more attractive than any other planet in our solar system. However, similarity does not mean safety. Living on Mars would be completely different from life on Earth in almost every possible way. One of the first and most serious challenges humans would face on Mars is temperature. Mars is an extremely cold planet. The average temperature is around -60 degrees Celsius, and in some regions, it drops even lower. Such extreme cold would make unprotected human life impossible. Any long-term presence on Mars would depend entirely on advanced technology to create warm and controlled environments. Another major challenge is the Martian atmosphere. Mars has a very thin atmosphere that is made mostly of carbon dioxide. There is almost no oxygen to breathe, and the air pressure is far too low for humans to survive naturally. On Earth, our thick atmosphere protects us and provides the air we need. On Mars, humans would need pressurized suits and sealed habitats every second of their lives. Radiation presents an even more dangerous threat. Earth is protected by a strong magnetic field that blocks most harmful radiation from space. Mars lost this protection billions of years ago. As a result, the planet is constantly exposed to cosmic radiation and solar storms. Long-term exposure to such radiation can damage the human body, increase cancer risks, and cause serious health problems. This makes surface living on Mars extremely risky. Because of these conditions, Mars cannot be considered naturally habitable. But scientists are not searching for comfort. They are searching for possibility. Technology changes the entire conversation. Human survival on Mars would depend on artificial systems designed to replace what nature provides on Earth. Future human habitats on Mars would likely be built underground or covered with thick, protective layers. These structures would block radiation and help maintain stable temperatures. Inside these habitats, oxygen would be produced artificially, air pressure would be controlled, and all resources would be carefully recycled. Life on Mars would feel more like living inside a spacecraft than living on a planet. One of the most exciting discoveries on Mars is water. Scientists have confirmed large amounts of frozen water beneath the surface and at the planet's poles. This discovery completely changed how experts view Mars. Water is essential for drinking, growing food, producing oxygen, and even making fuel. With the right technology, water could make long-term survival possible. However, having water does not mean life would be easy. Extracting water from ice on Mars would require complex machines and a huge amount of energy. Every resource would be limited, and nothing could be wasted. Humans living on Mars would need to practice extreme efficiency just to survive. Food production is another major challenge. The soil on Mars contains chemicals that are harmful to plants and humans. This means food would have to be grown in controlled environments using artificial soil or advanced farming systems. Scientists are already experimenting with ways to grow crops in Mars-like conditions on Earth. But large-scale farming on Mars remains uncertain. The human body itself may struggle to adapt to Mars. Gravity on Mars is much weaker than on Earth. Over long periods, low gravity can weaken bones and muscles, making movement difficult and increasing the risk of injury. Astronauts already experience these problems in space, even during short missions. Living on Mars permanently could cause serious physical changes to the human body. Mental health is another critical issue. Mars is millions of kilometers away from Earth, and communication delays could reach up to 20 minutes in one direction. There would be no instant contact with loved ones, and no quick emergency return. Living in isolation, confined spaces, and constant danger would put enormous pressure on the human mind. Despite these challenges, interest in Mars exploration continues to grow. Space agencies and private companies believe that learning to live on Mars is an important step for humanity's future. Every Mars mission teaches valuable lessons about survival, engineering, and resilience in extreme environments. Mars exploration is not only about leaving Earth. It is also about improving life on Earth. Many technologies developed for Mars, such as water recycling systems, renewable energy solutions, and sustainable living methods can help solve environmental and resource problems here at home. So, is Mars habitable for humans? The honest answer is that Mars is not naturally habitable, and living there would never be easy. Survival would require advanced technology, constant effort, and a willingness to face serious risks. Yet, throughout history, humans have always moved toward the unknown. And this leads to a powerful question that still has no clear answer. If humans can survive on Mars one day, should they